Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we're super happy to have you here. And if you've been listening and enjoying for a while, I would be super grateful if you would please take a moment to give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It's one of the best and simplest ways to pay it forward and help others find the show so that they too can tap into the powerful perspectives and positive vibrations we are collectively emanating. The other unique and magical way to share this show is by sending any friends you think would benefit from listening to this podcast our Game with the Universe link at positivehead.com/game. Also listed in the show notes, which will serve them up a quote-unquote random episode when they click it. Just instruct them before clicking the link to close their eyes for a moment and sincerely ask the universe to cue up the episode that contains the insight and perspectives that they most need to hear at this point in their life journey, and then click to listen to whatever episode is synchronistically served up to them. I have heard time and time again from people about the incredible results they received playing the game. So just tell your friends magical results are guaranteed or their karma back.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome, one and all. I appreciate you so much for joining me on this magical today. And today I thought we could all have a good reminder of today is what is important. Today in our present now. One of the things that I see that trips humans up so much, every single client that I see, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients in my career, every single one of us gets caught up in what has happened to us in the past and what our future is going to bring. And we forget that right now in this present moment is the most important thing. And being present in this moment, being aware in this moment, paying attention in this moment, in this now. What is around you right now as you're listening? Look around, pay attention. The more we do this, the more we understand we are constantly being guided and looked over, watched out for. Think about if we never pay attention. We don't pay attention to what's happening in our now, then we never see the signs and synchronicities that are being poured upon us at each and every moment. So it's important for us to pay attention. And if we don't see those things, we don't get our messages. We are being bombarded with these things on a daily basis. And these messages pertain to our present moment. What is relevant to us right now? Looking at all of the beauty and glory and majesty around us in each and every moment and being able to have gratitude for that. We can't do that unless we are being in our present moment and being aware of it. If we're not doing this, we're stuck in our past, we're living in our future, we're creating all sorts of fear and anxiety that are not actually the reality of our present moment. This past that we have, it's an old story, and our perception of it in the now is what is actually relevant. And that perception is what can change, which means we can change our past. And our perception in this now is what creates our future. So therefore, the only thing that is important is our perception right here, right now. One of my favorite teachers on being here right now in this present moment is Alan Watts. So I found an Alan Watts clip talking about the present moment. Take a listen.
I would like to see if you could change your basic notions of economics. And I mean the economics of energy. We are always scrimping and saving because our economics are based on scarcity rather than exuberance. But notice that the economics of nature are allegedly wasteful. They're based on exuberance. Many more seeds than are necessary for trees. Many more spermatozoa than are necessary for people. Many more stars than anybody could conceivably want. Galaxies galore. Nature is a vast celebration of energy. But if you complain about this and say, oh dear me, it's all running out, that means, you see, that you are looking for fulfillment in time, and you say, if there is not enough future, we won't get the golden goody we're looking for at the end of the line. See, there is that feeling. There is the great golden goody. And it's represented in religious art by the golden flower. This is everywhere. When a human being tries to symbolize what it is that he really wants at the end of the line, very often thinks of a flower. There is the celestial rose in Dante's Vision of Paradise. There is the golden lotus of Mahavairocana, the great sun Buddha, at the center of the mandala. There is the rose garden of Our Lady. There are rose windows in cathedrals. Always that flower at the end of the line. But that flower, the golden goody, isn't at the end of the line. You're in it. The radiating petals, the mandala, the great circle of the flower, is the galaxy in which you live. It is the whole universe radiating around you in which you are. And this radiation is also cycling. It's the dance in which you're involved. If you'd only realize that the purpose of life is not in the future. And if you think it is, you'll go on and on and on looking for it there and never find it. Because the future in its own way fades out in the same way as the past fades out. You get older and older and older, and if you don't come crash, you just peter out. It wasn't there. And you may feel vaguely cheated about the whole thing. You were given the come on, that there was something coming. There was that thing at the end of the line, the golden goody. But you've been sitting in the middle of the golden goody all the time. So, in this way of thinking, let's put it in another dimension for the moment.
The whole idea of our being driven is connected with the idea of causality, of life moving under the power of the past. And that is so ingrained in our common sense that it's very difficult to get rid of it, because I want to turn the thing round completely the other way and say that the past is the result of the present. So you see, if you insist on being moved, being determined by the past, that's your game. But the fact of the matter is, it all starts right now. So then the question is, are you here, recollected? See, most people aren't. They're bothering about yesterday and wondering what they're going to do tomorrow. And aren't all here. That's a definition of sanity, to be all there. So to be recollected is to be completely alert, available for the present. Because that's the only place that you are ever going to be in. Yesterday doesn't exist. Tomorrow never comes. There is only today. A great Sanskrit sort of invocation says, look to this day, for it is life. In its brief course lie all the realities of our existence. Yesterday is but a memory. Tomorrow is only a vision. Look well, then, to this day. Such is the salutation of the dawn. So, Smriti means, then, recollectedness in the sense of being all here. In the sense that this is the only where there is.
Before we continue on with today's episode, for those of you interested in getting more fantastic fungi in your life, I want to take a quick moment to tell you about a friend of mine's brand new company, The Great Mother. Recently, I have been drinking The Great Mother's superfood mushroom coffee alternative called Ritual, as well as regularly taking their awesome Ally microdoses, and I am truly loving both. As you probably know, these days, many of the world's highest achievers and performers swear by microdosing. The problem is it can still be difficult to get a hold of magic mushrooms. That's why when my friend reached out, who lives in an area and country where legalization is not a problem like it was in the past, and said he'd be willing to offer microdoses to my listeners, I wanted to pass the word along. Ally microdoses are 100% organic. And in addition to a small amount of the magic active ingredient, they also contain functional mushrooms like lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, and other brain boosters like bacopa. Ally is essentially a full spectrum nootropic. And of course, the coffee alternative Ritual doesn't contain magic mushrooms, but it has an array of the best organic functional mushrooms in the world. And, with functional mushrooms, it's really important to get them from the highest integrity sources. And whereas some other highly popular mushroom coffee alternatives on the market only contain a few varieties of functional mushrooms in their actual ingredients, Ritual has 7. Not only does it contain more types, it also contains 3 to 4 times the amount that the big brands have in each serving. And it tastes amazing. I actually like to have it on its own, as well as mixing it into my coffee sometimes as well. However, since this is definitely a unique offering, there are a few steps. First, just reach out and request to follow the private page, thegreat.mother on Instagram. Once you've been accepted to follow, just message what you're interested in getting and someone will get back to you.
Right here, right now is the only where there is. It's all happening right now. Everything that has ever happened, will happen, is all happening right now in this present moment. That's kind of a trippy thing to wrap your brain around. But I think a really good example of this right now is that you're listening to my voice right now, in your now, right now, which is a different now from my current now, right now, that I'm actually recording. And it's all happening right now, all right now. So if we can all relax into this moment of this now and take in its beauty and gratitude and love in this moment. We want to live in this moment, but if we just change that vowel a little bit and love in this moment, that changes the energy a bit, doesn't it? Feels really good to love in this moment. And I know that each and every single one of us can find something to love in this moment. Whether it's the tree in the backyard, your beautiful pet that you have, your children, your spouse, your parents, your friends, whoever it is, whatever it is, there is love in this moment. He talked about us searching for this golden goody, when all the while this golden goody exists within us right now in this present moment. And it's just about recognizing it, recognizing the love that is within us in each and every moment, because that's all that we are. We just forget. We get bombarded by our past and our future. And we forget that right now in our present moment, we are love. And there is nothing else that we could possibly be. So if we want to define our present moment by our past, that's fine. That's our game, like he said. But we get to choose. We get to choose if we want to define our present moment by right here, right now, by the love in this moment, or by the past, or by the future. It's up to us. That's the fun game in all of it. We get to decide. The reality is, it all exists right within us. This beautiful golden light that is us in each and every moment. We just have to keep remembering. I love you all so, so much. I'm going to leave you with this song by Nako and Medicine for the People, Slow Down. Until next time, I love you all.
Slow down, slow down, slow down. It's been a long time coming around and smoothing out the edges and slowing down and listening. What is important? What is your focus? Don't you go and stumble now. Are you listening? Horse tail, we can heal it. Oh, if plant medicine. Body, mind, and spirit crying. Slow down, slow down, slow down. La da da.